Welcome to another episode of Retrowbacks, where I take a look at some classic games often considered retro, or at least one or two console generations older than the present one, and assess if it held up and is still good enough to play in this day and age. I will review the game based on its graphics, sound, and fun factor, the latter of which is affected by gameplay, controls, and overall appeal of the game using a rating scale of 1 to 10, where 10 being the absolute best for its generation, while 5 is mediocre, or in the language of kids nowadays,
Amen.
and anything below that is pretty much garbage. At the end, I will also give an overall score, which is the aggregate of the other ratings. So I just finished Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon on the Wii U's Virtual Console. The game was originally released for the DS back in 2009 and is the remake of the very first Fire Emblem game on the Famicom in the 90s. This game served as my introduction to the series, and thanks to Super Smash Bros., where I main Marth, I discovered this obscure series which was previously only known to Japan. Anyways, let's proceed to the review. Synopsis. This is the tale of a young prince named Marth, or Mars in the anime OVA.
That's enough, Gordon! Let them go!
Let them all go, but Mars!
Who was exiled from his kingdom by a bunch of evil dragons and aided by the betrayal of their neighboring ally kingdom. Think Game of Thrones, but with talking dragons who can shapeshift into humanoid forms. And just like Game of Thrones, bad things happened to his family, and he swore to reclaim his kingdom and punish those who wronged him. So basically, this is a revenge story. Graphics. Probably the worst thing about this game. I've seen the other Fire Emblem games, and excluding the Famicom ones, this is the worst in the series in the graphical department. Now, to be fair, I'm judging graphics against their own system's contemporaries, and yes, this has got to be one of the worst RPG graphics on the DS. The previous generation's GBA Fire Emblem games even look better than this, and I wonder why the designers in Intelligent Systems abandoned the beautiful sprite work from the 3 GBA games and went with this bland mixture of rotoscopic-like 3D with 2D shaders, which were apparently made by a third-party company named Albion. The character portraits are also not something to write home about, and looks dated that it belonged in the Super NES era. On a more positive note, the backgrounds look decent, and the only thing that saved the rating from getting a 1 from me. 2 out of 10. Sounds. The composer for multiple Fire Emblem titles, including the original version Yuka Tsujioko, teamed up with new composer Saki Kasuga to remix the music from the original version and added a large number of new and original tracks. Somehow the quality of these tracks reminded me of A Link to the Past, with heart-thumping militaristic battle music and soft melodic compositions in the story dialogues. I don't know why, but the Fire Emblem theme itself appeals to me. Sound effects are staple Fire Emblem signatures and are crisp in this game. Wish there was voice acting though, even if not for the dialogues, but just the dying sounds or grunts of units that are hurt, or when your units prepare for a critical strike. Probably because those sounds were ingrained in my brain by the Fire Emblem Heroes phone game, and the lack of it was kinda jarring to me and made me felt something was missing. 9 out of 10. Fun factor. Now this is where the game excelled at. Having no prior experience with the franchise aside from that watered down mobile version Fire Emblem Heroes, this is a great place to start with, as Fire Emblem veterans often say this game is pretty basic compared to the others in the series. I admit I had fun playing it and got me hooked immediately. I didn't even know I would like tactical RPG gameplay, but now I do, and would like to play more games in this subgenre. You heard that right, Shadow Dragon made me a fan of a whole genre, and that itself deserves a 10 out of 10. Overall score, 7 out of 10. I recommend this game to everyone if you haven't played any tactical RPG type of games yet, and you might be pleasantly surprised, just like me. And this game is still available on the Wii Virtual Console, or if you want to hunt down that DS game, those are pretty expensive right now online. So hopefully they recreate this or report this to Switch, or maybe create a remaster like a Fire Emblem Echoes type in the future. On my next Retrowbacks,
The first and only game powered by the Super FX microchip. Why go to the next level when you can go light years beyond?
Star Fox, the original, and its multiple remakes. See you in the next episode.
Don't forget to subscribe!